bars like this, and I was in Phoenix performing at this bar, and I was sitting at the bar waiting for my turn to go up, like tonight, and the guy on stage was doing a joke about, you know how when you go in a bar, there's always that one creepy old guy sitting there at the bar? And we're kind of laughing because it's true. And I started looking around. Where is this guy anyway? Ah, shit. It's me. Damn. When did that happen? I mean, when did I become the creepy old guy, you know? Sir, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's your name? Tim, okay. Well, Tim, I really should apologize because I shouldn't have pointed you out after saying creepy and old, because, you know, you really don't look old, you know? I'm sorry. My apologies. Oh, and I should mention that this is one more reason white people shouldn't try the cornrow stuff. Yeah, a little too tight. But I've been married for 44 years now. The same woman, thank you. And I learned something important after that much time. The secret to a good long-term relationship. I'm going to share it with you tonight. So listen up, guys, if you don't already know. It's very simple. All you have to do is do whatever she says. Right. Just do whatever she says. Am I right, ladies?
Yep.
Yeah, just do whatever she says, and heck, you never know, you may learn something new. Like just recently, I learned how to go fuck myself. Ow. But that's how she teases me, you know, because I know she loves me, because when we argue these days, she hardly ever reaches for the knife drawer. That's how I know it's love. And, and she teases me right back, too, because we're at the Cadillac dealership, because she wanted to try that new ATS Cadillac. Sharp car, right? So here we are going down the road, and she's feeling all sassy on the wheel, grinning ear to ear and everything. And I said, honey, it seems to me that if I buy you this new car, I at least deserve a blowjob, don't you think? And she surprised me. She said, sure, I'll even pay for it. I don't think she understands this outsourcing stuff, you know? It's getting way out of hand, you know? In fact, one time she says, you weren't going to give me sex anymore now she's 65. I go, what? You definitely don't understand this retirement thing, you know? So why don't you get yourself a friend with benefits? I thought, heck, at my age, I'd be lucky to get an enemy with benefits, and I'd be okay with that, you know? But anyway, I went to my class reunion last year. Yeah, my 45th class reunion. Man, here's how you know you're getting old. You go to your class reunion, and all the handicap spots are already taken. And then they got that ambulance there, sitting by the front door, engine idling. God.
One special quality that I like to see in my sister's boyfriend. He's 130 pounds. Yeah, she could whip his ass. And she would too. She is mean. If I ever get a phone call from my sister in the middle of the night, I'm probably going to be burying a body. Current boyfriend's kind of skinny. That's cool. Because her last boyfriend was huge. Oh, Lance. I called him Avalance. Oh, man, that'd have been a whole different phone call. That'd have been like, hey sis, what's up? Aaron, he hit me. What did you do? I'm glad you guys like that one. My mom hates that joke. Yeah, my little sister. She thinks she's got it so bad. She don't even know. In fact, this whole generation has it too easy. Alright? When I was a kid, if I did something bad, my father would march me into the bedroom, take off his belt, and punch me in the face. It really taught me to behave. I don't know, why he had to take his belt off. I guess he just wanted to be comfortable and punching me. Man, when I was growing up, our house had 2 stories. The one that happened and the one we told the cops. All right, you guys, thank you for letting me slander my parents. You guys have been fantastic. Thanks so much.
Having fun with Donald Trump? Imagine being a diehard Republican at this point. I mean, you have to think, if you are a diehard Republican, knowing you're going to vote for Donald Trump, it's got to be like going to prison and knowing you're going to suck a dick. It's happening. It's happening. You may not have thought it was going to happen in your life. You may not have thought it was going to be an equation you even had to calculate. But right now, you're staring in the face of it. Staring in the face. And you know, honestly, Democrats are not much better. I will say that. I don't think they are. I mean, honestly, choosing between a Democrat and a Republican is like choosing between 2 different versions of an absent father. You're either going to get the version that promises you everything. Hey, buddy, I'm going to be there at the ball game. You'll see me at graduation. You'll get shit from him. That's your Democratic absent father. Or you can get the Republican absent father who's never there in the first place and just promises you he's never going to be there. Listen, kid, I believe in freedom and responsibility. And right now I'm free from responsibility of you and your mother. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, son. Don't expect shit for Christmas. Thank you. I don't think that people waving signs out front of businesses actually make those businesses any more money. Just tell me, do you guys really think that the person standing there with a Statue of Liberty outfit, did they really bring you into We Buy Gold? Never. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to make eye contact because I don't want to get their sad on me. It's sticky, and you can't get it off with a Tide pen. Have you ever noticed the ratio between people waiting to go to the bathroom at a sporting event, but then waiting to wash their hands is way the fuck off? It is. Thank you. Yes. I've waited hours to get to a urinal, and I've waited seconds to get to a sink. It's just a travesty. Think about where your dirty little poop hooks have been, people. Disgusting everywhere. Just the microbes. Like, learn about biology a little bit. It's disgusting. At this point, it's not even a joke. Just wash your fucking hands. Thank you. So, there's a beard study, and it was about attractiveness with women and beards. And it turns out that if most of society has a beard, women prefer a man who's clean-shaven. But if most men are clean-shaven, women prefer a man who has a beard. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Make a decision. Guys do not do this. We're not like, hey man, I like blondes, but I've seen a lot of them around. I'm just going to swim upstream and go brunette for a while. But we're actually worse because we do it with body parts. You remember ass in the 80s? It was like flat pancake butt was like what anyone wanted, right? And we've moved away from it. We've moved to a big ass, which is good, and thank God for that. I like big butt. But one body part that's never coming back, ladies and gentlemen, small boobs. They didn't even have a back to come to, right? There will never be a small boob movement or a smaboobment of any sort in America. I wrote that whole joke just to say smaboobment. I'm not even shitting you, and I'm proud of myself for it. All right. Since 1970, over 70 people have been attacked and killed by captive orca whales. Those are killer whales. I'll say it again. Since 1970, over 70 people have been attacked and killed by captive orcas. How many of them do you think are black? Not fucking one. Not one person has been killed by an orca in captivity that's black. It's not because black people can't swim. That's racist, and how dare you. It's because black people don't have I can talk to animals syndrome. And white people have that in a serious way. I have never seen anybody but white people jump out of the lion van to go get a closer picture, right? I've never seen any black people fall into the polar bear exhibit at the zoo. And I don't have one black friend who's ever come up to me and been like, hey man, Let's go see if we can try to pet that. So it does not happen. It's a falsehood. Oh man. All right. I've got one more. If I have time, I'll do two. But for now, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I think vaginas are insane. Think about it. Because, ladies, you have a special love lock that has to get picked. Don't get me wrong, it's different with every one of you. It's not like dudes who are like riding a bike or pulling Kleenex from the box. It's like you get it down once, it's the same thing. Ladies, it's different for you. A woman's vagina is like the old school Nintendo, because only the owner knows how to get it to work properly. Be at your buddy's house trying to play Mario, and he's like, no, bro, if you want to play, it's in, out, up, down, and then blow and reset. I'll end on that one. Thank you guys for your time. I'm Joel.
I actually do a trivia podcast, and I just want to take a few minutes and share some trivia I've come across lately and see if any of it's interesting to you. For example, did you know that in elevators, 80% of the closed door buttons are not even hooked up to anything? They're just there because people like pushing buttons. It makes them feel better, like they've done something. It's just like voting. Push buttons, you feel like you've accomplished something. I've contributed. Yes. I saw a headline that I wanted to fact check, and that was apparently Jesus' tomb is being renovated. And now Aaron's got me scared. I'm about to be heckled by Jesus, but this isn't really a Jesus joke. It's just to point out, I was like curious, like, is that possible? So I was fact checking that headline. It turns out in the Middle East, in that region, there's actually 5 different locations that different sects, S-E-C-T-S, that different sects think is Jesus' tomb. So in other words, it's just like, it's just like sex. Depending on which religion you belong to is which hole you use. Jesus was in the news also this week. The Creation Museum down in Kentucky brought out its ark. Is it ironic that by building a boat that is in no way seaworthy, they have disproven their own point? Right, actually that thing they built would not sail if they had to. I always think in the 21st century, what kind of inbred cretin do you have to be to not believe in evolution at this point? Which is ironic, because inbred cretinism is itself proof of evolution. That's a science joke right there. That's fine. Because then also, not a Jesus joke, but would you agree with me on just this one point? Jesus is the greatest one-hit wonder in history, right? Like, he did that one Sermon on the Mount, and that was pretty good. Blessed are the cheesemakers and all of that. And then, like, we've been waiting 2,000 years for his second sermon to drop. Thank you. I thought of that myself. Yeah. Jesus said a lot of, obviously positive and important things, but that doesn't mean I agree with everything that he said. There's a famous story where he comes across some old guys outside the town about to stone to death this whore. And then to get them to stop, he says, let he who's without sin cast the first stone. How about don't stone hookers? Wouldn't that be a little more direct? It's like a wiggle room in there. Like you could actually end up stoning a hooker if you wanted to, if you did it his way. You just had to work out. If I wrote the Bible, there'd definitely be a commandment, stop stoning hookers. That would be one of the 10 commandments. You could really replace any of the other ones with that one, frankly. That would be more useful. Don't stone hookers. There's another fact check thing that came up, and I'm only sharing this as trivia, but it is on something controversial, so let's not get too touchy about it. In the pro-choice and pro-life debate, did you ever hear any talking heads, pundits, whatever, talking about late-term abortions. You know that expression, late-term abortions. I just got curious, like, what is a late-term abortion? And some people think it's like the 3rd trimester, and other people like the 20th week. So I went to WebMD, and I did a search on late-term abortion. And you know what came up? Nothing. That's because there is no such thing as a late-term abortion. It's made-up bullshit. I mean, what it is a person's opinion. Like, there's no science, there's no medicine, there's no math. It's just what you think. It's just your opinion. And by the way, if you're pro-life, then stick to the courage of your convictions. But if we're going to have a debate, don't bring made-up bullshit at me. I don't want to hear about fairies or unicorns, Bigfoot, or late-term abortions. Let me just illustrate what I mean by it's an opinion. It's just an opinion. Let's say you were baking muffins, and the muffins took 15 minutes to bake. After 10 minutes, are those a muffin? Now, if you think they're a muffin, then you eat those little fuckers. But you can't make somebody else eat them because you think that after 10 minutes they're done. That's their muffin. Some people say that after 5 minutes, a muffin starts to form a little crust over the top, so if you think that that's a muffin, eat it. But, people's, ovens are their own business. You can't make them eat muffins. Some people think the muffin begins as soon as you put your whisk in the bowl. I know, that's a muffin right there. If you're making blueberry muffins and you spill your blueberries on the floor, some people think that's a muffin. You shouldn't be spilling your blueberries on the floor. If I was writing the Bible, it would definitely be, don't stone hookers and leave other people's muffins alone, goddammit. That would be definitely 2 commandments. All right, I'm going to finish up with one last little story. I'm going to take like a zig and a zag here. This is a little cute story I like to end on sometimes. This is a generation gap story.
That's yours.
For older guys like me, Brian, and Mike might appreciate this. Because I have a 13-year-old son. And if you could see his bedroom, it's different than what my bedroom was like when I was 13. Because when I was 13, I used to have a poster of Farrah Fawcett. You know the famous poster of Farrah Fawcett? The one with the nipples, right? This guy still has his, right? Look the way he's smiling. It's in his man cave next to his dartboard, Farrah Fawcett. That's what I used to have, too. Right now, my 13-year-old son in his bedroom has a poster of Pikachu. Pikachu. I'm not even entirely sure what a Pikachu is, and I can only hope he is not using it for the same purpose I use Farrah Fawcett. My name's Jerry Joffe. Please enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad I could be here. I don't get a lot of free time. I'm actually a single father. It's very cool. My daughter is 6 years old. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for applauding the horrible decisions I made in college. My daughter is 6 years old. It's a lot of fun. She's just getting to that really cute age where she's starting to figure out that we're poor. Memories, huh? Now, 6 years old. She just finished kindergarten. That's cool. She had her first crush this year, which was, I guess, is supposed to be cute. I don't know. She's my kid, so it's like halfway between adorable and sexual harassment. It's this older boy who rides her bus, Jack. My daughter loves her some Jack. She loves it in the morning. She loves it in the afternoon. She loved it that time on Halloween. She had us case the neighborhood for 3 hours until we found his house. Oh yeah, my daughter is an old school creeper. She don't need Facebook, Instagram, nothing. She's gonna find you and your side hose. Before school gets out, I go to pick my daughter up at the bus stop. Her and Jack get off the bus, and she sees me, she comes over, and she stops, runs back over to Jack, goes up to him and gives him just a great big bear hug, and she's like hanging on to him for like a minute, just squeezing him, and she finally lets go, and she's just staring up at him with her eyes all full of love and adoration. And Jack's just standing there looking down at my daughter with this look on his face like, I don't fuck with you. And then he turns around and just books it back to his house as fast as he can. And my daughter's just standing there all hurt and confused. And she looks over to me, and I'm just standing there going, faster, Jack! Run! Their vagina's bleeding, it's worse than it sounds. Just wait. You know what's crazy about that statement? It's absolutely true. Ladies, your vagina bleeds, and it's way worse than that sound. It's not like, oh, my arm is bleeding. No! It's their vagina. And there's hormone and cramping and stuff. Oh! And women don't even get the day off. Like, you guys just have to wake up like, oh, my vagina's bleeding, time to go to work. It's crazy. If I wake up tomorrow morning and blood is emanating from my penis, that is a goddamn sick day. All right? No questions asked. That is peachy the fuck O. I could call in for that shit. I can't come in today, dude. My penis is bleeding. They'd be like, yeah, dude, definitely go take care of that. But if a woman tried that, like, I can't come in, my vagina's bleeding, they'd be like, well, could you maybe put on like some sort of mini adult diaper and come in anyway? Like, really in the weeds today, Care. I would really appreciate if you step it up, Care Bear. And then we pay them less money. That's what gets me. We pay them less money to do the same work with more blood coming out of their genitals. That should be like at least a 50-cent raise. I like this part of the show. I've got all the women on my side. Anything. What should we do? Let's go riot. I like to consider myself a feminist. You know, I've got a daughter. I believe in stereotypes about women. No, it's bullshit. You hear a lot of them nowadays. Women are crazy. Women are bitchy. Women don't know how to drive. You know that one's out there. I don't buy it. You know who I think sucks at driving? People whose names start with the letter T. Why? Evidence. Because you know every single time that you're driving along on the highway, just minding your own business, going from point A to point B, and something catches your eye, you see one of those somebody crashed and died here memorials, what do their names start with? Every goddamn time. And that's rational thinking. I don't know, I'm goofy sometimes. I just started a new job, that's really cool. Excited about that, thank you. It's kind of weird, I'm always a little bit surprised when I get that call, you know, we'd like to offer you the position. I was like, really? Are you sure? Why? And it's not that I don't think I'll be good at the job, it's just that I know I can't do interviews. Like, I hate the whole fucking interview process. Even before you go in for the interviews, you gotta make yourself look nice. You gotta put on your suit and your tie and your dress clothes. I always feel like I'm dressing up to practice being an adult. When you wear your dad's shoes as a kid, like, I'm going to work. You gotta make yourself look nice. You gotta go to a haircut. I don't like getting haircuts, all right? I'm an introvert. I like my space. I don't like people in my space. I don't like pretty girls pretending to be nice to me. I don't like people behind me with sharp objects. True story, I used to work at a kid's mental hospital and was once shanked by a little girl with a shark's tooth, ironically duct taped to a Sharpie. Yeah, that's not some shit you just forget. That becomes a part of you. Don't like getting my hair cut. You gotta get to the interview and go in. Every interview I've ever gone to has always started the same exact way. And every single time it just completely makes my brain malfunction, like just turn off. And they always start with those nice, easy get to know you questions to make you feel comfortable. Aren't those the worst? Ugh. They always start off with the same one. So just tell me a little bit about yourself. Go on. Describe yourself for me. I'm always like, shit. I should have an answer for this one every time. I don't know what you want to hear. My favorite color is orange. I like dogs. Rather be playing Pokemon Go right now. I don't know. They always follow that up with like a nice, easy get-to-know-you question too, like something else. It's just kind of make you feel at home. Like they usually go with something like, so, tell me, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun? Well, sir, allow me to answer that question with a question. Do you guys drug test here? Because that may have a slight bearing on my response. If not, I got stories. And if yes, I snowboard. And after those questions, they get to the real questions, the interview questions, the hard questions. And I suck at those too. I had one a little while ago where the dude got all serious and he looks over at the table and he goes, describe for me your decision-making process. And I leaned over the table and I said, honestly, sir, about 20% planned forethought, 80% penis. You laughed more than he did. It really is sad how true that is. Like, if you were wondering from earlier how you get to be a single father at age 22, that's the magic number right there. 2080. My daughter's getting that tattoo. There's some questions during the interview, I don't know how people are answering these. Like, there's this one that they always like to do where they're like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? 5 years? I don't even know how I'm getting home, bro. Get the hell out of here with 5 years. I can't even pretend to answer that question. So I just pretend like it's a riddle, you know? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Why, of course, in the mirror. Sometimes if the interview's going well, I like to shoot him a riddle back, you know? Mad Hatter's gallon hat, 3/4 full. What time is it? Let's see. I was getting into an argument with my buddy earlier. He quoted someone, but he like quoted the wrong person, and I pointed that out and he was like, well, so what, dude? But the words are the same, that's what matters, you know? It's the same. I disagree. It is the same, but who said it matters a little bit? It's a little bit different. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Adolf Hitler. It's a little different, isn't it? Just a little bit. Any other parents in the room here tonight? Anyone else got kids? Yeah? Yeah, round of applause for parents. Cool.
Yeah.
My daughter just started having play dates, which is kind of, it's all right, but would you hate it when your kid's got a friend over, and the friend is just kind of a little bit, you know, why does the basement smell like drugs? And then you got to be like, I don't know. Why do snitches get stitches?